Hey guys, it's Hannah here, and today I'm doing a first impressions for you guys. I'm going to be telling you my thoughts on the L'oreal La Nude 2, which is the purple toned palette of the two. Everywhere I've been so far shopping wise, this one has been harder to get, probably because it is more unique than the first one. Just personally, I have a lot of nude palette. I don't have as many purpley nude palettes. As many. That's what I'm saying. So I'm going to show you how I did this look, kind of give you my first impressions on it, and then I'm going to check it back in a couple of hours to let you know what I think throughout the day. But let's get right into it and do the little demo. Okay, so I've done my base makeup, I've done my brows and cheeks and everything. I'm actually going to do one eye primed with matte paint, soft ochre paint pot, and then one kept bare. Just so you can so I can see kind of throughout the day what the wear is like with and without primer, and then obviously what the pigmentation is like, because it's a true test of an eyeshadow, is how it goes without primer. So you can see the yellow tone difference on my eyes. Right, so this is what the palette looks like. Lots of purpley tones, and let's just dig in. I'm gonna take my Sigma E40 and just kind of start with the crease transition shade. I'm gonna use this one here, which is the third one across, and then I'm just gonna pop that through the transition of my eye. That blended really nicely, and being a matte shade, they're kind of hit and miss, so we'll see how it goes without primer. So it's not blending as easily on the non-primed side. Work it a little bit more, and the colour looks a little bit different, obviously, because the base is a slightly different tone. Turn the ring light on so I can actually see a little bit better, because without my glasses I'm a blind bat, as you guys know. Okay, so you can see a little bit of difference in the viewfinder and kind of in person as well. Just without primer, it didn't blend as easily, seamlessly, so okay, but definitely a nice pigment to it, but obviously with the primer it did blend a lot nicer. Okay, gonna do a bit of a kind of crease V colour. I'm gonna go in with this warm brown one here, my MAC E25. MAC E25, well, that's not what it's called, it's a MAC 217. Again, a matte shade. Blended really nicely on the primed side. It's gorgeous. really nice colours. Obviously I have brown eyes, so purples really do make it stand out. Again, it blended a lot nicer on the primed side. Okay. There's not really a really nice like cream highlight. I think that's kind of my biggest kind of issue with this palette. I'm going in with the dark purple, just a tiny bit on the edges there to get a little bit deeper. Okay. I'm going to use this kind of rosy taupey shade. So the second one across on my lid. Again, it's more of a darker palette. Not really, like, even the light shade probably isn't particularly highlighty, but I'm going to try it. I'm just blending that with a flat shader brush. It's not much fallout either, which is really nice. Obviously more on the non-prime side. On the prime side there's none, but there's a little bit on the non-prime side. But it's okay. I do kick up a little bit of dust, but for drugstore that's okay. But obviously the price is higher than most drugstore products, so you do want it to be that better quality. But I am so far really impressed with this. Awesome. Okay, I'm gonna take the dark brown that I put on that outer corner, just on the outer edge of my lower lash line with a pencil brush. This is the Sigma E30. So I'm the kind of person that really taps my brush off before going underneath the eye, but you kind of can't with this one. It builds up better. You just kind of go straight for it. And I'm going to pop that colour I put on the lid just on that inner portion. Mimic your top and bottom on the eyelid. Okay, so Biscuit's now joining me because that was a little bit of barking, but let's finish off with that highlight colour on the inner corner. I think it's more the shimmer that highlights rather than the actual colour, obviously. There's nothing I can really put onto my brow bone because the lightest matte shade is this, and that's actually going to give me colour because I am so fair. If you have more of a medium skin tone, it'll probably highlight nicer, but yes. It actually has things on the back, I didn't even see that. Would have done one of those looks. Oh well. So I'm gonna pop on some liner and mascara, and I will check back in with you once I finish my face. Okay, so I finished everything off. First impressions of the palette, I really do like the colour combination. It is, as I said, a little bit dark for my skin tone. It doesn't have that matte highlight that I like, but it does go really nice and dark and smoky. It applied really nicely. I do prefer the primed side over the non-primed side, but again, most people would use a primer anyway under eyeshadows. It's just personal preference. I am going to check in a couple of hours to see if there's been any creasing or anything on either the primed side or the unprimed side or fallout. As I said, I did experience a little bit of fallout on the unprimed side and a tiny bit when I was doing the lower lash line on the primed side, but again, it's a drugstore and you do kind of expect that, but otherwise the quality I was really impressed with. Blended really nicely, really nice pigmentation, and it gives a thumbs up from me so far, but we'll see check back in a little bit to let you know how I think in a couple of hours.